So what do you call yourself? Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
Hey, what can I do for you this fine day?
This is your destiny. Hot, hot, hot.
Right now.
Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
Kick it.
Come on in and enjoy yourself.
Right now.
We gon' party like no one else. Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
Hey, now what you say now? It's your girl LaTangela, and thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to hang out with me for another episode of the LaTangela Show. You know, I would love to hear from you. I want you to join the conversation. Hit me up, Twitter alert, at LaTangela Fay. And of course, all of my links are posted at latangela.com. We chat about this, we chat about that, some random research, did you know, news brief, some resources to help us get through this pandemic. And you know, we're still pushing the initiative of hashtag stay home. Hashtag stay home. And yes, I'm going to say it to where it sounds like a broken record, because sometimes the hashtag stay home may be the biggest part of us curving these numbers and getting back to healthier days. Thank you so much to all of our frontline workers providing all of our essential needs during this time of crisis. We appreciate you. We love you. We know that it's your hard work and your dedication. It does not go unnoticed. We're praying for you, praying for your protection, praying for your strength, and we're praying that we get closer to healthier days a lot sooner. I miss you. I really do. This hashtag stay home. Oh, listen, I am feeling it too. I am definitely feeling it. And that's why I think it's important that we really open a line of communication and we help each other grow through this. There's a message in all of it, and maybe it's a time of growth for us all. You know, our hearts are definitely with the families. Hearts are definitely with our friends. These numbers of cases, they're no longer numbers. They have names attached to them. And those names are getting closer and closer to home. Today, I just encourage you to just uplift our state and the world up in prayer. You know, I had to dig deep because today I really wanted to keep it on a lighter note. This is our feel-good time. You know, we're going to escape and we're going to talk about some things. And I came across some feel-good stories. Something that just kind of made me smile. And while I was digging through, I saw that there's a photographer out in Minnesota. He decided to do something different. And he decided to do family portraits and called them portraits. He'd go up and down the street of different neighborhoods, tell families to be out on their porch, and he'll do a zoom lens and take family portraits of the families on their porches. How sweet is that? I mean, you're at home. Now we just need something to do, and that was his way of getting out. And he's emailing it and posting it up on social media, sending some extra smiles and calling them portraits. I like it. There's also a group of high school students in Canada. Now, they decided to go up another notch. It's senior year. Shout out to all of our seniors. I know this has definitely put a damper on the spirits. They're not going to have their graduation. They're not having all of those senior activities. And this senior class out in Canada, they decided to create a free hotline to help cheer up senior citizens. And that's the mark that they want to leave on the world for the class of 2020. I really like it. So if you're stuck in isolation, they have a hotline number for us. 1-877-JOY-FOR-ALL. How sweet is that? 1-877-JOY-FOR-ALL. That's a way to go. Also making headline news, I'm noticing that the coronavirus insanity has gone up another notch. So there's this occupation that's not so traditional, but it's lucrative. So let's just say that there's this bank that leaves deposits for those who want to create a family. Well, fellas are unable now to make their way to the clinics to leave their seed. However, have no fear, they have started sending out the freezing of the seed kits. Cannot make this stuff up. I cannot make this stuff up. Apparently, the sales of the at-home collection kits have started to skyrocket. Yeah, I read it and I had to tell it to somebody, and you know, I might as well tell it to you. Well, speaking of families, there's this 20-year-old lady who gave birth to twins 26 days after giving birth to her first child. Yes, she's 20 years old. She gave birth to twins 26 days after giving birth to her first child. You heard me right. I had to read the story several times. Now, her name is Arifa Sultana, and she gave birth to her son. And about 4 weeks later, she returned to the hospital because she was having some really bad abdominal pains. Well, needless to say, she did not have an ultrasound when she was pregnant with her first child. And when she returned to the hospital, little did she know she was having labor pains again. And this time she gave birth to twins, a girl and a boy, twins, 26 days after she gave birth to her first son. Now, it sounds medically impossible, but she has like this really rare condition, and she had 2 uteruses. They said it doesn't happen often. It caught her by surprise for sure, but good news report is she and her babies are doing well. They are at home, and they are definitely making headline news for a lot of sleepless nights. Hey, I'm loving it. Also making headline news, you can't say that it's for the wrong reasons, but this is something that we need to work on. I always have questions that need answers. Did you get your steps in today? I have to ask myself that all the time. And you know, you're wearing these little Fitbit watches and they start saying, bzz, bzz, time to get back on your feet. Well, according to random research, Americans are eating more snacks since this pandemic began. Guilty? Are you a part of this survey? Yeah, they're calling us out. They say that 40% are eating more snack food, and 26% said that we're going hard with a gift card on chocolates. Yeah, we'll talk about that a little later with the Taste of Tange. I cannot make the stuff up. Taking a quick field trip virtually around the globe, there's a village in Indonesia, and right now they're asking for help. They need volunteers. For what? To dress up like ghosts so they can scare people into social distancing. If that works, can we do that here in Baton Rouge? I need volunteers. Dress up like a ghost and scare people into social distancing. I cannot make this stuff up. Hey, if it works for them, we'll need to know. Now look, according to PR Newswire, I had to dig deep. We're going to talk about these finances. You know, it's a pandemic and the world is feeling it. Financially, the unemployment rate is just going through the roof. No way to hide that. No way to buffer that. Well, according to the reports, 91% of people who've asked for breaks on credit card payments have been approved. Did you know that? A lot of us don't even think of that or think that it's an option. Well, a new survey by LendingTree.com, they actually found that almost all financial institutions are offering breaks on credit card and mortgage payments right now. And over 90% of people who've asked for help have actually gotten the help. 91% of homeowners have asked to pause their mortgage. The payments are a little too much right now, and according to LendingTree.com, they've had success with that. Another helpful tip, according to LendingTree.com, the survey found that young people are even more likely to get a yes right now. But not everyone realizes that it's something that you can do. So if it's something that has you financially strained right now, might be top of the brain just to think it through and say, hey, look, this might be an option you want to look into. And speaking of different options, major props going out to my main man, B. Lee. He's over at thebigscore.net, hooking families and small businesses up with a lot of resources and options. Go ahead, log on, check it out, thebigscore.net. Set up that free consultation. Maybe it's a cushion to help us get through the pandemic, and maybe it's a springboard to help us go through the next phase. You never know, but it's a free consultation. Now might be the perfect time to have the conversation. Call him, B. Lee, or just log on, check it out, thebigscore.net. Okay, so this is something that we may not want to talk about, but we need to talk about it because 'tis the season for spring cleaning. Yes, well, according to SWNS, I need to see if they got this right or no. 'Tis the season for spring cleaning. Time for us to get those chores out of the way. And you know, they said that Americans will spend about 57 days of their life cleaning, which is only about 26 minutes a week. So apparently it doesn't include all of the dishes, all of the dusting, all of this and all of that. Yeah, okay. Well, when it comes down to spring cleaning, what are some of the top chores that we avoid? You kind of feel it while you're doing the spring cleaning, right? Because you've avoided it all year. And now that it's piling up, it's going to help us get through this. Well, coming in at number 10, deep cleaning the tub. They said that comes in as our least favorite thing to do for spring cleaning. Cleaning light fixtures and the furniture. you know, right behind that dresser is a little dusty. And that light fixture is just, you move it and it's just everything falls along with the lights. Yeah. Also making that list, vacuuming. That vacuum is kind of heavy. It really is. And then you have to clean the vacuum just to make sure that you're picking everything up, and you got to move all the furniture out the way to get every nook, cranny, crevice. Yeah, you got to do that. Cleaning the refrigerator. That makes number 6 on the top 10 list of things we hate when it comes down to spring cleaning. And no telling what kind of science projects you about to find in the back of that fridge. I don't know. Cleaning the oven. That 3-inch grease spill, yeah, it's been there for a while. I don't know what kind of wax on, wax off we plan to use for that, but spring cleaning is here, and cleaning the oven comes in smack dab in the middle of the top 10 things that we hate to do. Another one of those things that we always push off or give the chores to somebody else, washing the baseboards on your walls. Especially if you have to move the heavy stuff out of the way to get to those baseboards. Oh, the agony. Coming in at number 3, I've noticed that they put dusting on this list like 20 times on the top 10. Dusting shelves, especially those bookshelves, because now you got to move all the books out the way. And then you have to have the proper stuff to do the dusting, or it just kind of moves the dust around. It doesn't eliminate it. Pledge, lemon pledge, if you don't mind. That's one of my favorites. My grandmother used to always use that. If it's not the lemon pledge, is it really even pledge? Is it? And no, that purple fabuloso does not count. It kind of does, but it doesn't. Dusting the blinds and windows comes in at number 2 on the top things that we hate when it comes down to spring cleaning. Right along at number 1, drum roll please. Wait. Brrr, bing. Forgot. I have to do my own sound effects too. Washing the windows inside and out. When it comes down to spring cleaning time, SWNS, did they get the list right? Yes or no? Yeah, I found a couple of the things that I just really do not look forward to tackling on that list, so nailed it. Now, this isn't some of that feel-good news that I like to report, but it needs to be said. According to New York Times, experts say that live concerts probably will not return until the fall of 2021, and that's at the earliest. So if you had plans of going to see some of your favorite artists, what does it look like now? Maybe a lot more of these virtual tours taking place. If you were thinking that we'll sit through another couple of weeks and life goes back to norm, well, there's Zeke Emanuel. He's the director of the Healthcare Transformation Institute at the University of Pennsylvania. They had a sit-down conversation with him along with the New York Times, and he said that concerts and sporting events won't be safe to attend until at least the fall of 2021. And that's at the earliest. He said, quote, "You can't just flip a switch and open the whole of society up. It's just not going to work. It's too much. The virus would definitely flare back to the worst levels," end quote. He also added that restarting the economy will have to be done in stages, and concerts, crowded events, gamings, maybe some of the last stages we should look at. You can go to New York Times and check out the complete interview. Meanwhile, you take a field trip virtually out to Florida, where they deemed WWE as an essential business. Now, a lot of the residents had questions about that. People around the globe had questions about that. Hey, I also saw reports that Florida began to reopen some beaches. So Florida just operating by their own rules, doing something completely different. They're going to have to deal with that at their own time, at their own pace. I'm still trying to figure Louisiana out. What is going on? Talk about reopening. I'm trying to see, when did we shut anything down? Like, I got questions that need answers too. But, you know, when you start talking about normalcy and us getting back to a normal place, what does that look like for you? You know, have you been shell-shocked by this pandemic? If they were to tell you that, hey, tomorrow life goes back to norm, what type of reservations would you have? I kind of want to hear it. Hit me up. Twitter alert at LaTangela Fay. And of course, I want you to join the conversation at LaTangela.com. Look, I read this article in Billboard, and they were asking people, well, listen, if we were to go back to normalcy, would you be ready? Yes or no? Well, 16% of people said that they would choose staying at home and watching Netflix over a return to normalcy. Would you make that number? Only 84% of the people that they surveyed actually said that they want to return to normalcy. And that's after experiencing this life-changing pandemic, which 16% said, look, I'm not really sure what the new norm is going to look like, and I'm afraid of that. So how about you just leave me where I am with my Netflix and chill, and we'll figure it out by 2024. Yeah, I'm not sure how long I would be able to operate this way. That's why I'm pushing so hard for us to stay home and curb these numbers so we can start getting back to some level of normalcy, right? Maybe you just have some time and you're the creative type. Well, there's something new in the air for you. Maybe you like art, crafts. It takes you to another place, another level, freedom, expression. Well, you know what? Colornames.org may be the place for you. I was reading is fundamental, and if you've ever wanted to name a color, maybe after your pet, after yourself, after a childhood memory, well, colornames.org is allowing you the time and the space to do just that. I was reading on Gizmodo. Have you ever heard of that? Gizmodo? Well, they were giving me the inside scoop that there are 16.8 million colors in the red, green, and blue color spectrum, and they're looking for people to help them name the rest of the colors. Now that we have some extra time on our hands, they say, could you please volunteer to help us out? I don't mind volunteering to help you out, but if you pick my color and it ends up in a box, can I get like 10%? Yes or no? These are questions that need answers. But in the meantime, we will help them identify some of these new colors. I would love one named LaTangela. What? Like, yeah, make it a shade of like in between rose and orange-ish, kinda. I'm gonna have to look on the website and see if they have that. Colornames.org. Check that out for yourself. Some of you folks are making headline news for all the wrong reasons. I didn't have to look far for this, and we'll just say that maybe out in California, they're getting a little bored. They're getting a little restless. So there's this 19-year-old guy. His name is Sonny G. We'll call him Sonny G. Hey, Sonny, how you doing? You good, Tink Tink? He needs a hug, and he also needs supervision. Well, last week, he went to a bank. It was one of those Bank of America branches out there in Riverside, California, to rob the place. He passed the teller a note saying, hey, look, I got a gun. I'm demanding some money. Get me what I need. It's usually how a robbery happens. That's how it takes place from what I've seen in movies. Well, he's making headline news for just being stupid. Flat out stupid. One, robbing a bank is never a great idea. But when the bank teller tells you, sure, just have a seat in the lobby and wait there. What? So he did. And he decided to open an adult beverage that he had in his pocket and wait on the teller to bring him his money. You know, run me a bag, run me a bag. Well, she didn't run him a bag. She called 911. He was still sitting in the lobby, sipping on his adult beverage, waiting on his money when the cops had to come escort him out. LA, what you doing? What you got going on out there? Dear Sonny, doing the extreme most. You know, I wish I could just have a conversation with Sonny and say, listen, dude, I understand things are not looking up right now. We handle stress a lot differently at times. But you know, they have some people out here really trying to help us through this. They have 5 different new skills that are available to us for free. Now, I'm going to run these by you just in case you got a little extra time on your hands. You've been thinking about taking that extra skill to the next level. Well, cooking classes for free are available. And all you have to do is check out the BBC and the New York Times. Now, if you log on to thekitchen.com, it's not spelled like the regular kitchen. It's thekitchen.com. They're hooking you up with free cooking classes. Those resources are available right now. Also, you can learn an instrument. You can do that for free, courtesy of none other than Fender. Fender has free guitar and ukulele classes. They're also teaching us how to play the bass for free. And you know, they were going to do it for the first 100,000 subscribers. But then when the class is filled up for free so fast, they said, well, Fender, how about the first 1,000,000? So we still have time to get in there for those free classes. I love it. Fender.com/playthrough. Fender.com/playthrough. You know, music helps us get through a lot of these difficult situations. Fender, they recognize that, and they're going to offer us free lessons. I love it. Also making headline news, Rosetta Stone. Learn a new language if you're a student or if you have kids. Rosetta Stone, they're going to hook us up. They're offering 3 months of free classes. Log on, check it out. Make sure you get in while the getting is good. Learn to code. They have that along with freecodecamp.org. freecodecamp.org. Maybe it's a new trade for you and the entire family. Check that out. And you can also take a free Ivy League course. Once you log on to ClassCentral.com, they have a listing of 450 online courses. Now, these are the things that you have to dig deep for. Dig deep, but I love it. It's making headline news for all the right reasons. Help us burn some of that energy in the right way. So when we get through this pandemic, we're coming out stronger than when we went in. I'm all for that. Hey, look, my family and friends over at Cumulus Media, they understand that we've been affected so much by this pandemic. We're giving you the opportunity to win a $1,000 stimulus package. It is a national contest, and I want you to log on right now. Check it out on their Facebook page, Max941. Get registered, tell your family, tell your friends. It's a national contest, and it's for a limited time, so make sure that you log on and you check it out. And also, all of our essential providers, if you have an essential business and you want us to help you get the word out for free, all you have to do is submit your information by logging on to brcumuluscares.com. Again, that's brcumuluscares.com. We're working and we're growing through this together, inching our way to healthier and happier days. Wait a minute, this is sideways depressing. I don't know if 2020 you were planning to find love. 2020 you were planning to give love a shot. 2020 you were saying, you know, I'm gonna pull these walls down. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna see how you doing, what you talking about. And 2020 said, pause. You ain't gonna do none of that. Okay, social distancing, it's here. But relationships are still happening, and now there's a new dumping term. Not us coming together, but a new dumping term, courtesy of COVID-19. And what is it? It's called zumped. Have you heard of this? Have you been zumped? Well, digging deep, according to BuzzFeed, being zumped means that you're getting dumped over Zoom. So we're not even doing this over FaceTime because Zoom has been linked to like different people on this thing at the same time. We do Zoom for like group meetings and three-way party calls, but no, being dumped on Zoom is now zumped and it's a now new thing. I don't like it. I don't like that one at all. You know, sometimes people are just taking things a lot more serious than we are. And I'm kind of on this guy's level. I'm kind of with him, but he took it a little too far. Taking a quick field trip out to Japan, this guy told his employee, look, you took a vacation. We're talking about social distancing. I want to make sure everybody's quarantined, everybody's great. Don't worry about coming in for 2 weeks. Well, the guy, fresh off of his vacation, did not take heed to his boss's warning. He showed up for work like nothing ever happened. Had on his hard hat, steel-toe boots, ready to go out there and do some construction. His boss walks up and punched the man in the face. Oh, well, that escalated quickly. Needless to say, he called the cops. And his boss was arrested. He really and truly was. He did take things a little too far. A little too far. Keep your hands to yourself. And walking up to the man and punching him in the face, that's not leading by example when we say social distancing. Yeah. Well, more good news is on the way. Major props going out for the first emergency ventilators made by General Motors. GM making headline news for all the right reasons. They're ready to be shipped out. Now they're going to send 600 of those ventilators to different hospitals by the end of the month, and 30,000 more should be sent by the end of August. General Motors putting all of their use to great causes. Toys for Tots. You know, they're always out and about doing some pretty amazing things. Well, this year they said they're not going to wait for Christmas. That's their big time of the year, but now they said that they could use a little extra push in the happy department. So Toys for Tots, they're not going to wait for Christmas, and this year they want to lift the kids' spirits right now. They're sending out 2 million toys to underprivileged kids in the midst of this 2020 pandemic. Kids all over the country, they're going to be blessed with these toys courtesy of Hasbro, Lego, Disney, and Build-A-Bear. They're all helping with donations, so major props going out for Toys for Tots and GM for making headline news for all the right reasons. Oh, wow. Questions that need answers. What questions or random stats would you like to know about yourself? I mean, we dig deep and we talk about any and everything else, any and everybody else. But if you were to come up with some random stats about yourself, what category would you like to start? Coming in on some of the top list, they said, I want to know my impact that I have on people. I want to know if I leave a good impression or if I'm annoying. Would you really want to know that though? They also stated that a lot of people on the survey wanted to know the gift giving success. I want to know if the person I gave the gift to really liked that gift or no. It was regifted. So that kind of fits under maybe I liked it. Maybe I liked it enough to share it. Is the gift that keeps giving and keeps giving and keeps giving. No. Before we bounce, I have a homework assignment for you, okay? SWNS, they actually gave a list of some of the things we do right when we wake up. I want to see if this is true or not. Maybe some of the stuff we'll identify with immediately, and maybe you just kind of need to think about it as you wake up over the next 7 days. So let's just make this our own experiment, because I'll try this as well. Just think about it. The top 10 things. Make note of it. Hit me up. Drop me a line. We're going to do our own survey. SWNS, I'm not sure if they got it right. What did they leave off this list? What are some of the things that you do when you first wake up in the morning? I'd like to know. They didn't mention meditation or prayer. Like, that definitely makes my top 3 list, but it didn't make their top 10. But we're going to do our own survey. These are questions that need answers. The top 10 things that you do throughout the course of the week consistently, when you first wake up. I'd like to know. This is just me being in your business. That's all. Drop me a line at LaTangela.com. And I look forward to chatting with you again next week. Until then, stay blessed, stay prayed up, hashtag stay home if you can. And you know, we're doing our part so we can slow these numbers down and we can work towards healthier days. To all of our frontline workers, we appreciate you and thank you so much for all you do. We love you and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Good night.
Going over all little stuff, sometimes with no kind of help. Digging through the soul to the core, knowing there's so much more than the block posted right in front of you. Got me praying, asking God, now what we gon' do? People stressing me, got the devil out here just vexing me. I'm trying to rep the yo, tell them let me be. Barriers, I'm breaking barriers. While I'm singing and rhyming and rapping and humming like they never seen it coming. Skipping to the beat of my own drumming, yo, they can't tell me nothing. Positive vibes only, or I'd rather sit here lonely. Shout out to the ones who never gave up on me while I'm singing and rhyming and rapping and humming like they never seen it coming. Skipping to the beat of my own drumming, yo, they can't tell me nothing. I'm not fighting for attention, I'm my own competition. Yeah, I'd rather sit here lonely.